a minimum of 10 employees whom we pay. Multiply 10 minimum, they go to 12 because there are more other logistics. We have to feed them. Now multiply 46,000, for example, times 10. You're talking of over 500,000 employees that have to be paid. Then there are logistics. So when you look at the cumulative sum, you realize that we are heavy on human resource, we are heavy on hardware, we are heavy on ballot papers. Do you know how many ballot papers at the end of the day are cast in our elections? 132 million. And do you know, for instance, how much it will cost us if we went e-voting? Much less. You also must appreciate, Bakar, that we have 6 elections same day, from presidency to member of county assembly. 6. And yet, when we compare, for example, with India, as I was coming, our manager was telling us that India does not employ polling clerks, the presiding officers, they use public servants.
People already in the payroll of the government.
So I think we need a day when we can now look at what are the cost drivers, when you have plenty of time, what are the cost drivers of our elections? But yes, it's a lot of money. And yet the country's fiscal headroom is thinner and thinner. We ought to do better. But it is a national conversation that cannot be answered by IEBC in our present circumstances.
Fair enough.
For now, we'll move with what we have and ensure that we deliver the election as we are required.
IEBC is a referee in an often heated political landscape.
Yes.
To contextualize in the Kenyan setup.
Yes.
We have not seen a gubernatorial results invalidated by the courts. We have not seen a senator. At least we have seen a member of parliament, I believe in Magarini. Why is the focus really and the contestation then on the presidential results?
Thank you. I want you to allow me to give you what it is that my team has just shared with me here.
Yes.
In terms of, sorry, it doesn't seem to be coming. In terms of what exactly were the petitions like? With respect to governors, there was a 0 successful petition.
Fair enough.
With respect to members of parliament, members of the Senate, Magarini stands out. With respect to members of the county assembly, a few. Presidential, it wasn't successful. So then, in terms of success rate, overall, for the 2022 elections, 92%.
But often the contestation of that success rate is on the presidential level, isn't it?
So then that vindicates IEBC, because then it would appear that the problem really is never on any other elective seat, but the problem is with the presidential election. And that is why I have opined in other fora that it is high time we looked at the reasons why the presidential election is a high-octane election. Why is it that there are disagreements about presidential election in this country? And one of the reasons that I have given is that it is the electoral system that we have in this country. The electoral system that we have in this country is what promotes majoritarianism. It's called first past the post. In other words, the winner just needs 50 plus 1. So it matters not that the loser has 48%. He goes home with nothing. It is a high time maybe we considered, is it the right electoral system we need? That is a thought that the nation needs to have going forward. Because whereas it gives you a clear winner, it is a win that does not promote the winner to enjoy his win and the loser to accept in grace. It is the electoral system that we need to look at. But most importantly also for our politicians, we need to have a culture where the winner is allowed to savour his victory and the loser accepts in grace to move on. The Ghanaians have shown us. So the volatility of our elections in this country disposes us to be acrimonious and for the umpire. Remember, IEBC is overseeing these volatile politics.
Fair enough.
And therefore, they're bound to emerge with the bruises.
And IEBC often stipulates the guidelines in as far as the timeline is concerned for electioneering and politicking.
Yes, yes.
We have seen quite politicians, both from the government and the opposition, politicking, talking of the 2027 polls, talking of terms, be it 2 or 1, depending on which side of the political divide some are.
Yes.
Does it worry the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission that the country seemingly is an eternally politicking, electioneering country?
Yes, it worries us to the extent that in the process, utterances that are made predispose the nation to anxiety. But most importantly, it worries us when remarks that come out of those conversations are remarks which diminish the trust of the citizens in the credibility of the institution that is IEBC. And you say